In this video, I'm going to create a rule-based chatbot and a AI chatbot with the same functionality and compare which one is the best. So first of all, if you're not sure or if you don't understand what is a rule-based chatbot is, then rule-based chatbots operate on a set of predefined rules. So these rules are like decision tree that guides the chatbot responses based on a specific keywords or patterns. For an example, if a user asks about the weather, the rule-based chatbot might have a rule that says if the user mentions weather, respond with the current weather forecast, something like that. But in the case of AI chatbots, they actually use the artificial intelligence and machine learning to understand and generate the responses. They do not actually rely solely on predefined rules, but learn from the data and the user interactions to improve over time. For example, instead of having a fixed rule, in this example, we actually talk about the weather. So instead of having a fixed rule for every possible user input, an AI chatbot might learn from the conversation and understand the context and generate more natural and varied responses. So this is just a basic understanding about the AI chatbots and also a rule-based chatbot. So as I mentioned, I'm going to create a rule-based chatbot and also an AI chatbot to explain this further. So in this video, I'm going to create a rule-based chatbot to collect the customer's details, such as let's say if you want to send some kind of newsletters to your customers. Here I want to create a chatbot asking customers for their name and email. That's it. It's a very simple chatbot. So let's get started over here. So let's start with creating a rule-based chatbot over here. So here I'm already in the flows over here. So let me create a new flow. Let me name as a rule-based chatbot. All right. So I'm actually creating a new flow. So I will also actually create an AI chatbot just for this particular newsletter to collect the customer's name and email using AI. So now let's build this particular rule-based chatbot over here. So when someone actually is interested in signing up for the newsletter, we can simply ask for their name and those kind of things. So here, let me choose text over here and let me choose full name. What is your name? And once they entered the name, I can simply ask for their email address as well. So you can simply create a new block over here. Get user data. What is your email? So for the email, they can enter some emails over here, and you can simply say thanks, you have been added to the newsletter, something like that. Very easy and straightforward. So as this is actually a rule-based chatbot, to trigger this particular chatbot flow, we need to actually set specific kind of keywords. So to set the keywords, you can actually set the keywords over here. So let me show how to do that. So in the automated responses, you can actually set whatever the keywords you want. So here, let me add the keyword. So in this particular example, it says weather. If someone says weather, it simply responds with the current weather. So here I'm going to add a keyword over here, newsletter. So if someone says newsletter, it simply pushes them to sign up for the newsletter, asking for their name and email address. So here I should rule-based chatbot. So this particular flow will be triggered. So here what I can do here is that I can actually, before asking customers for their name, we can simply ask them, would you like to sign up for the newsletter, something like that. And once they confirm yes, then we can actually ask them for their the name and the email address, which is a good practice over here. So once they confirm, we actually ask for the name and the email address and simply send the message. So we have actually created this particular rule-based chatbot, and this will be triggered when some particular customer send you a message saying a newsletter. As you see here, if someone says newsletter, this particular flow will be triggered. So we can actually test this one as well. So let me share my Instagram over here and test this. So as you remember, if we send the keyword newsletter, then this particular chatbot will be triggered. Would you like to sign up for the newsletter? And if I press yes, it simply asks for the name over here. Let me put a name as Jim, just for the demo. And after that, it actually asks for the email address. So if I press something else, or if I type something else instead of email, it actually doesn't allow the customer to move forward. It simply asks the email again over here. So it's not possible for a customer to submit or ask different kind of questions in the chatbot. So here you can actually provide an skip button, or you can actually auto skip the customers as well, but it simply asks the email address again and again. So without even providing an email address, you can't actually go back. So it's actually a kind of rule. So to explain you clearly, first, when I send the newsletter, it simply send me this particular message, and after I press this particular yes button, it asks me for the name, and once the name is provided, it actually asks me for the email. So once you provide the email, it actually send this sort of message, and this is how it's actually a kind of rule-based setting or rule-based pattern over here. So from step 1, step 2, step 3, and step 4, and the initial step is through the keyword, which is newsletter. So that's why this is actually called as the rule-based chatbot. So as soon as I entered this particular email, it will simply send this particular message over here. So that's how the rule-based chatbot works, and it actually doesn't have any kind of conversational experience for the customers. So if they ask, so let's say when a particular chatbot actually asks for the email, if a customer asks something else from the chatbot, it doesn't actually learn that, or it's simply continuously asking for the email, as you see here. So to create an AI chatbot for the same use case, we can actually do that as well. So let me show how to do that over here. So here we are already in the settings, and here we are going to use ChatGPT to create the AI chatbot for the same use case to collect the customer's name and email address. So here we have to actually use a feature called as ChatGPT triggers, and as you see here, this particular ChatGPT triggers can be used to collect the customer's data or even trigger the flows. So let's create a new ChatGPT trigger over here. So let me name this particular ChatGPT trigger as sign up for the newsletter. So here you can say allows customer to sign up for the newsletter. So here you can specify what sort of details you want to collect. So customer name will be saved in the full name field, and customer email will be saved in the email field. And once they provided, or if the AI chatbot collects both these details, we can actually send an output message as well. So we can actually use this particular same message as well, but this will be sent to the AI before actually sent to the customer. So every time this particular confirmation message will be generated using the AI. So let me simply click continue over here. Done. I have actually created this particular ChatGPT trigger called as sign up for the newsletter. So here I am in the integrations over here, opening ChatGPT. So here I have actually added a simple prompt over here. It says, you are a helpful assistant. Your number one goal is to provide friendly responses in 1 to 2 sentences. If a customer is interested in signing up for the newsletter, make sure to collect their full name and email address. That's it. Simple as that. And here we have to choose that particular ChatGPT trigger which says sign up for the newsletter, and you don't need to use this connect user to human, so we can omit that one as well. So here delete this maximum tokens, reduce temperature, and here you can choose whatever the model you want to use. You can even choose GPT-4 Turbo. Let's go with a GPT 3.5 Turbo here, and let's continue. So we have actually created this AI chatbot at the moment, and we actually toggle this particular automated responses on. So every time a particular customer sends you a message over here, it simply handles the responses from here. Before that, let me show the omnichannel inbox over here. And if I refresh this inbox, Here you can actually find all the chats from different kind of channels. For example, this is the chat we actually had using this particular rule-based chatbot over here. So here it's collect the name as Jim and the test at gmail.com. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to initiate the chat again on my Instagram, and let's see what happens. So in this case, I'm going to simply say hi. When I send hi, it simply says, hello, how can I assist you today? So if you remember, for the rule-based chatbot, we actually send this particular keyword, newsletter, and it then only it actually triggered this particular flow and collect our name, email, those sort of things in a rule-based approach, one by one or step by step, something like that. So here, instead of asking about newsletter, do you have so let me do that. How can I sign up for the email list? So here I'm not using the word newsletter over here, but the idea is actually, the idea or the customer's question is actually about how to sign up for the newsletter, but I am actually asking in such a way, how can I sign up for the email list? Let's see how this actually respond to us over here. It should actually ask for the name and email address. I can help you sign up for the email. Please provide with your full name and email address. Simple as that. So a customer can simply provide their name and email in a single message over here when you actually use AI chatbots for the lead generation. So here, let me provide a different name. So as you see here, the current name, it says Jim and test at gmail.com. Hey, I'm Justin and my email is justin@gmail.com. So let me fix that email. Alright, so here, as you see here, I'm providing both the name and the email address over here. Oh, what I can do here is that I can do one more thing. Let me cut this one. Let's see how this actually works. It should actually ask me for the email address too. I'm not sure what will happen over here. Hi Justin, to sign up for the email list, I need your full name and email address. So here I didn't provide a full name over here. It simply asked for the full name and also the email address. So let me say my full name is Justin Mark, something like that. Let's see what happens. Now we actually provided the full name and read Justin, what is your email address? So previously, when we actually send some sort of different kind of messages, it doesn't allow the customer to proceed. It simply again asks the same email address again and again. But in terms of AI chatbot, as you see here, initially when it asked for the email address and name, I provided only the first name. Again, it simply asked me for the full name and email address. Here I provided only the full name over here, and here it actually knows I have to collect, this particular chatbot actually need to collect their email address as well. So let me provide this particular email address as justin@gmail.com, and let's see what happens. It should actually send us the confirmation as message saying we have been actually added to the newsletter. Let's see. It says you have been successfully added to the newsletter, Justin. You will now receive the latest updates and the news. It's simply as that. So this particular response also created using the AI as well. So as soon as it actually received the customer's the full name and also the justin@gmail.com, it simply sent this particular a confirmation message as well. Another important thing is that this particular full name, Justin Mark, and also this particular email should have updated in this particular profile itself. Let's refresh this particular profile over here, or this window, and see what happens over here. And as you see here, the profile is updated as whatever the name I provided, Justin Mark over here, and the email is also updated as this particular email address which I provided through the AI chatbot. So I hope you actually got a better understanding of how this AI chatbot and also a role-based chatbot works over here. So if you have any questions, let us know in the comments. Thank you.